Tim Rogers donated $10 through a super chat. Martyn, thanks for providing members with an early Christmas gift on successful discipline on financial investment savvy. Merry Christmas.
Invest to win. The secret for you to invest to win. Well, thank you very much indeed, Wick39.
Wick39 has become a member.
I'm making this during a live show. All my videos are made live. Got no time to edit them. They're all done live because I'm all about going live every day to people, not just making videos, even though you're watching this later at some point in the future. Invest to always win starts by allowing yourself to lose. This is a story of my journey, a story and a lesson that I've learned which works all the time, never fails, it never lets you down. Last night we saw the Fed cut rates by 0.25. The market went down huge. We had a massive drop last night. What did I do? I bought the dip on the way down. I had no idea when it would stop. Wasn't bothered when it would stop. I'll explain why. And now I've got one of the biggest financial gains I've ever made on the show. Not in percentage terms, but in monetary terms, one of the biggest gains I've ever had over the last 4 years in a period of time. I was up $1,600 a few moments ago. Right now I'm up nearly $1,500. I've now got $250,000 invested. I started with $5,000. How did I get there? I'm going to share it with you right now, and you can join me and you can do exactly the same thing. There's nothing special about what I've done at all. This is my story, my journey, and it relates to everyone. Decide right now whether you want to be a worker, investor, or a speculator. The first two go hand in hand. If you are building for a financial future, you have to first of all know what's your goal. What is your target? What is the end game? You want to be financially free by when and how much? Without these things in place, you're already going to lose. You cannot possibly win the Olympics in the 100 meters unless you know what your target is. You're trying to run sub 10 seconds or whatever the world record is right now. If you're just running down the track and hoping for the best and you land down there at 35 seconds, you're never going to win the Olympic gold, are you? You have to know the goal and you have to know the target. But you're human, just like everybody else. The chance of you getting it right is 50-50, just like everybody else. And you can make mistakes and you must allow yourself to make mistakes, but learn from them. Every mistake is an opportunity to learn. So you've established your goal. You know what your goal is. You know what your target is. The first thing that you've got to do is build the financial engine. You cannot reach your goal unless you, the engine, produce anything. You have to get off your ass, go to work, and earn some money. The old-fashioned way, by putting in some time and taking out some money, selling your time for monetary gain. Tell someone you'll do a job or a service and in return for money. You are making money. You are making profit. You are the engine. Without the engine, this doesn't work. People have forgotten that. They think they can invest $1 on some binky bonk coin and get rich in 3 minutes and ride off into the sunset. It does happen, but very, very rarely to such a few people. But you get to hear about them all the time on YouTube or Reddit because they got famous telling everybody about it, and now everyone thinks everyone can do it. And the reality is it's extremely rare. It's not a good path to follow. It's not an ideal. It's gambling, it's speculative, and from time to time they win. They forgot to tell you about all the millions of other times they lost. So we now know our goal. We now know that we've got to be the engine. We've got to earn money. We've got to make money. Next thing we need to do is stop wasting money. Don't find ourselves down the mall spending money in the shops that investors own, like me. Shouldn't really tell you that, should I? Carry on spending. I love when you go into Apple and buy your fifth phone for the year that you don't actually need, or your 10th pair of Nike trainers that you don't actually need. But as an investor, you should stop doing that. The rich people, and I know because I have millionaires and one billionaire friend, they say the same thing. In rich people, invest everything and spend what's left. Poor people, spend everything and invest what's left. Now, if you're saying that's okay for you because you've got $250,000 invested, look at you. No, I started this show 3.75 years ago with nobody watching, no income. Spent the first 18 months earning nothing, investing in myself. That was my business, just like your job, building the engine. So, and when I finally did start investing, I started with $5,000 initially. Okay, so how are we today at $250,000? When I started off, I made lots of mistakes. I allowed myself to make mistakes. I even induced mistakes to increase the pain. January of this year, I sold when everything was down, just before a bull market started. Why? Because the integrity of the show required it. I was now interviewing CEOs. I had a much bigger goal. Today, I'm going to be on an earnings call. Not just covering an earnings call. I'm going to be on an earnings call today. Very, very exciting. All of these things were in the back of my mind as dreams and ambitions. But I don't believe in dreams. Dreams remain dreams. They're something you do when you're asleep. Don't dream it, live it, work towards it. People at 16 who get on American Pop Idol or X Factor or whatever, they say, it's been my dream. They're 16 years of age. How can it be your dream at 16? It's nonsense. People are always diluting the effort required to succeed. Don't dream it, live it. Every day, work towards it. So we now established what our goal is. We've now built our engine, our financial engine, whether you work at McDonald's, whether you sell lemonade on the street corner, or whether you build a YouTube network. Doesn't matter, but start making money. Now you're making money, make sure that you don't waste money. Shore up everything. Seal up the cracks. Make your life as efficient as possible. Before you start investing, overpay your car loan, overpay your mortgage, work overtime, drink water, bread and cheese, live as cheaply as possible to get that mortgage paid off before you start to invest. Pay off the car loan, pay off the credit cards. I came to America 8 years ago. I've got a perfect credit score in America, 98% higher than all Americans. How is that possible? Am I richer than anyone else? No, I just understand how the credit system works. I've got a perfect credit score in the UK and a perfect credit score in the US. Amazing. I can't get any higher in the US until I've lived here for 30 years because of history required over my credit score. Other than that, it's perfect. So start working. Start paying off everything. Start living as efficiently as possible. Then when your mortgage is paid off, and I know some of you now going, well, damn it, I wanted to start investing right now and I've got a mortgage. I don't want to spend the next 20 years paying my mortgage. Yes, do it. Because if you pay the mortgage and the car loan off first, you'll be a lot more responsible, a lot better placed, a lot more experienced to be able to invest, because it's not about picking the right stocks. It's all about you and your understanding of how the stock market works. People keep saying to me, it's all a game. It kind of is, but it's not rigged. It's not a conspiracy. I've had people tell me that it's all about Wall Street stuffing it to the individual retail investor. It's all about trying to trip him up. We hear it all the time from desperate YouTubers trying to build a cult-like following where they're all gambling on some binky-bonk coin or some fraudulent stock like Lucid or Mullen, or bankrupt stock like FFIE or some crypto coin that has no value or purpose. Always people doing those sort of things. It's completely a waste of time. So we've now established that we've got a plan. We've established what our goals are. We've got our engine. We're working. We're making money. We're not paying any attention to idiots on YouTube trying to sell videos. I go live every day to try to prove to you I'm making this video now. Graham Stepan, with 5 million subscribers, who makes 2 videos a week, spends nearly all week making a video like I'm making now, puts it out and gets 1 million views, makes loads of money. I don't get those views. I'll never get those views because I'm live all day. I'm making this, talking to you one-on-one for real. I'm not making it in a studio and then just posting it to make money. I'm doing this while you're in the chat talking to me. I'm seeing all the comments. This is real. This is unedited. This is what I thought about overnight, and I'm delivering my thoughts to you. So this is real. This is my real money. This is my real journey. So we've done all the first stages. We know what we're doing. We know what the plan is. We know what we are, our engine. We're not paying attention to YouTubers trying to sell videos. But so now how do we get to our goal? Remember, the goal isn't important now. It was, but it's not anymore. What's important is the journey to get to the goal. When I get to $1 million live on my show, what's going to happen? Nothing. We're all going to go, great, $1 million. What are you going to do? Nothing. Am I going to go out and buy a Ferrari? No. What am I going to do? Nothing at all. Just going to go, I did it. What's important is the journey and the life I've lived and led up to that point. I've lived a good life, a fun life, an exciting life. I've reached a goal. It makes me feel good. I've got some money. Doesn't matter about the money. What's important is the journey that I've been on to get there. So it's not the goal. It's the journey to get to the goal. That is what's important, because we never know when it's our last day, when it's over. All we can do is live a fulfilled life every second of every day and love every moment until it's over. And when it's over, it's over. That's life. Beautiful flowers grow, beautiful flowers go into the ground and die. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. So just live for today, live for now, live for the moment, but live it every single day. So now we know our plan, we know our goal, we know why we're doing it. We're focused, we're happy, we lark around, we have some fun, but we have it with discipline too. I show up every morning. I've never missed a show. I'm always here. I'm always live. I've made a commitment. I'm going nowhere. I'm earning money. I'm investing. Now what do we do when the market plays its games? We have a choice. We can buy any stock we like. But if you could only buy a handful of stocks and never buy any more, which stocks would you buy? If you had to only, and you only had the choice of a handful of stocks you could buy, and that was it, would you spend more time on it? Of course you would. But because you can trade every 3 seconds, because you can buy 1 million crypto coin and 1 million stocks, you do. You don't need to. Understand what you own. Because as an investor, not a gambler or a speculator, what I do is I buy businesses, not shares, not stocks. Let me explain why I say that. I buy a business because businesses are money machines. They make money for me, the owner. I want to own as many businesses as possible and as much of the business as possible. So while I'm sitting here, the people at Coca-Cola are selling cans of Coke for me. Apple is selling iPhones for me. They're making me money. It's well documented that people who invest largely in companies very often earn more than those that work there, or even the CEO, Warren Buffett's famously known for that at Coca-Cola and Apple at one point. So be an owner of a business. Don't be a stock picker or a share buyer. Own and buy a business that you can own and forget about. Let the people run the business. You decided it was a great business. So now we're getting on to what do we buy? Well, I decided, first of all, for the success of this show, to feed the engine, my financial engine, the bigger goal was not my portfolio. $1 million is nothing. This channel can make hundreds of millions. I want to take on Mr. Beast and be the best channel in the world. I'm looking way past all the other financial channels. Graham's tapping at 5 million. I'm looking way past Mr. Beast. I'm looking way past 1 million. Because the journey, the inspiration is what drives me forward. That's what I'm focusing on. So I am looking at earning money more than I am building my portfolio. So for me, I need to do what's right for you, the viewer. And for me, the best thing to do is just own the S&P. That way my show is impartial, honest, real. That's why I have the highest engagement rate of any channel in the world. 98% of my live viewers are members, more than any other channel in the world by miles. Go on any financial channel you like with millions of subscribers. Look at the live chat. See how many members they've got. Compare that to me. Then go on to YouTube, buddy. Go on to all the analysis tools and you'll see. And you can find out exactly what I earn and the percentages and the engagement rates and so on and so forth. It's public knowledge. Everyone can see it. So I can't make it up. So for me, the most important thing is you. And that's like everything in life. Take care of other people, provide value, and the money will come without you even thinking about it. Focus on the value, the service. Don't worry about the money. The money will take care of itself. So that's why, primarily, I went in the S&P. However, it's also proven to be the most reliable way to invest for 99% of people. Well, I don't like to think I'm more important than anybody else. I think I'm just like everybody else. And if it's good for 99% of people, who am I to think I'm the 1%? I'm better than everybody else. Nope, that's good enough for me. There's nothing special about me. I'm just sitting here working harder than anyone else, more committed than anyone else. Other than that, I'm exactly the same as everybody else. I don't know everything. I haven't got a clue about half the things. I only know about a few stocks, but I know quite a bit about those. And I know a lot about broadcasting and putting on videos and putting on a show. I'm good at that as well. Do I know everything about that? Probably not, but I know enough to be able to make a good show and the right decision. So I buy the S&P. Why do I buy the S&P? Not just because Warren Buffett said so or it sounds cool. Because I've read the balance sheets and understood the businesses held within the index. I own the 507, as it turns out, on VU, best 507 businesses in the world. Well, that sounds a good idea, doesn't it? Of course it does. The top 10, the top 20, at least the top 20, I've read the balance sheets. I understand the business, their debt position, who runs the company, what their business is doing, where it's going. 5 moves ahead. Remember, I always use the analogy. Play chess, not checkers. I understand where the businesses are going. The share price is not the business. The share price is emotion on the day of what people wish to trade that business for in that precise moment. It's a measure of sentiment. That's no more, no less. Yesterday, the market sold off. Meet Kevin with his 2.5 million subscribers has tried to tell people it's all a con. That Jerome Powell is lying to him. It's not lying to him at all. Manipulating him. It's not manipulating anybody. Jerome Powell delivered exactly what he needed to do. No surprises whatsoever. We all said, well, no, we didn't. We didn't all say, but I said that we would get a rate cut of 0.25%. And I also said that it would be next year, there'd be pauses and there'd be a lot less. People were pricing in 4. They got 2. No surprise, really, is it? Inflation's sticky. How do we know that? We cover the earnings. We cover all the reports. We read the information. We're not wanting the market to be something it isn't. We know what it is. The GDP is good. The economy is good. And don't confuse the economy with Auntie Doris buying bread at the grocery store compared to the stock market. They're different. People buying stuff at the shop are finding it expensive. It's still going up in price. It'll always go up in price, but the rate is coming down. The aim is to get to 2%. Things will still go up in price. Putting your money in the bank will always lose you money. People who are not investing, who are spending, are having a hard time. People who are investing in the stock market are having a great time. And they had an even better time yesterday when the market sold off. Now, those that gamble with options, those that short the market, they go through all sorts of dramas and stress. And this morning on CNBC, many of those people doom and gloom, and you can see all the lies and the nonsense coming out of their mouths. 1 minute buy this, next minute don't. All over the place. Because investors like that are big-time investors. They do options, they short stocks, they do this, they do that. I just simply buy the stock. That's it. Simple. What I do is really, really simple. And I know the businesses inside the S&P are doing fine. Thank you very much. 75% beat earnings. How do I know? I covered the flipping earnings. I know what's going on. So when the market sold off yesterday, I turned on once again margin and started to buy big. Now, some of you would say, why didn't you wait? It went down lower. Yeah, it did. It had already gone down over the last week. It was already trending down. I was already in the zone of buying more. It didn't matter to me how low it went. Each time it got lower, I just bought a bit more, 5, then 10. Ultimately, I ended up with 30 shares of the S&P yesterday, my biggest single day investment, all on margin. Oh my God, the guy's a lunatic. He's gone crazy. He's going to go bankrupt. No, I'm not. I'm buying the future prices at now a lower rate once again. The rate has just gone down another 0.25%. I could wait. The amount of margin I've got now at the moment in my current earnings is about 5 years away. I could wait 5 years to earn that money to buy it today. Sorry, to buy it in 5 years. Take me 5 years to earn the money. In 5 years, the market is going to double. Much better to buy it today with my margin. Not using margin to buy Binky Bunk coin or some speculative gamble. I simply bought more of what I understand at a much better price, and I used my margin. Now, my margin is balanced. My risk management is balanced. I understand it. I've been there. I felt the pain. I've lost money. I know what it feels like. Don't use it if you don't understand it and you've never been there. I have. I've done it. I know what it feels like. I've lost money. I've had all sorts of losses in my life. Last night, I started to buy more and more and more. And I made the announcement live on the show. The Santa rally would start tomorrow. Every other YouTuber, and I'm not a YouTuber, you now understand that. Everybody on YouTube is guessing and making predictions after it's happened. This is going to happen now. This is going to happen now after it's already happened. What I try to do is look forward, not backwards. I said yesterday that we would get 0.25 before it was announced. I said yesterday there'd be rate reductions next year. That happened. I said XRP would crash. That is happening. That did happen. That will continue to happen. I said the Santa rally. I said I'm going to buy the dip. I said I hope to get to 150,000 by the end of the year. And nothing has changed. Why? Because I've read the balance sheets. I understand the business I own, and they went on sale. So I used my margin. But the margin comes back to the beginning of our story. You have to have a financial money-making engine before you start. My money-making system is my business, is YouTube. This is how I earn money. But be under no illusion, my portfolio is not as high as it is today just because I've got some money now on YouTube. Let me remind you where I came from. I left home at 16 with no money. My mum and dad died. I received nothing from my dad, nothing at all. No money, no house, no car. When my mum died, I had a microphone. The microphone you see behind me, the Neumann microphone. That's it. That's all I've won. That's all I've inherited. I've never had anything from anyone. No one's ever given me any free money. I've never had any money from the government. No one ever helped me. I did it all by myself. When I finally reached the top of my career as the world piano man, I was making £20,000, £30,000 a night selling theatres. I stopped all of that. thanks to COVID. Didn't go back to that when it finished. I decided to do this. I invested in myself, earning nothing for 18 months. For the next year, I was earning about $1, $2, and then $5. Now I'm earning a bit more money. Now I'm actually paying my bills now and starting to have money to put back in. I am not up this much because I just keep putting money in. I'm up this much because I turned on margin, and I also buy the macro dips. When everybody was selling yesterday, I was buying. So I increase my gains. When I go up big. When I go down, I'll go down big. However, that doesn't happen with the S&P. It went down big yesterday, but it didn't bother me. I was ready for it, prepared for it. I had the ammunition ready to go. Most importantly, my emotion is fine, and my engine, my financial engine, is growing and growing every day. I'm doing that for myself with the support of my audience, but I am doing that every day. Now, if you don't have a YouTube business, you sell lemonade on the corner of a street and you earn $1, you can still do exactly what I have done and have exactly the same percentage as I have today. 100%. And the chances are, if you are standing on a corner selling lemonade, making $1, you're probably not 55 years of age. You're probably 18, 16, 20, maybe even 25, 30. So even if you're only making $1, but you're doing it right, the way I've pointed out in this video, by the time you're 55, without you having a YouTube channel that's growing or any other thing, just you selling your lemonade on the corner of a street or working at McDonald's, you can do and will be exactly where I am today, 20 years on. That is what an investor does. A speculator wants to get rich in 5 minutes, buy something that has no underlying fundamental value. Crypto is an example of that, even though we understand RLUSD is going to be used by banks, institutions. We love the technology. We see it. It will make the banks, institutions money. It won't make you money. Maybe one day, all the speculative gambling crypto will be gone. Won't need it anymore. We'll just have things like RLUSD doing a job, just like fiat does a job today. Maybe it'll all go away. I don't know. I don't care. Doesn't matter. I want to sleep at night. I want to get to my goal and exceed my goal, and I can do that the way I'm doing it. To wrap up this video, everyone can do what I have done today. No matter how much money you earn, no matter how little money you earn. Everyone can do it. It's all down to you. The only thing that gets in the way of you is you. No matter where you come from, what country you're born in, how much money you have, if you decide to be disciplined, if you decide to work harder than anyone else, if you decide to learn, educate yourself, walk into a library and read both sides of the library, not join one particular element, one particular party, I love Donald Trump, I hate Biden. Whichever side you're on, learn what the other side says. Learn both sides of the coin. Understand the way the system works. Be boring. Read balance sheets. Work hard. Build a business, whether it's a YouTube or flipping selling lemonade on a street corner. Follow basic principles of life. I remember years ago, and it's why I do it today. Back in the 18th century, everybody in England had a uniform. For every job. The greengrocer had a uniform. The man who cut the garden, the grass, had a uniform. The man who polished the shoes had a uniform. Today, everyone's lazy. You see it on YouTube every day. Wearing baseball caps and t-shirts, making as little effort as possible. Why? Because it's easy. Rise above. Let your audience come with you. Try to be a better version of you. I get up in the morning and put a suit and tie on because I remember the great British traditions of standards, of quality, of education, of discipline, of good old-fashioned work and principles. These things have worked all through time and will always work. The people that succeed and stay successful not get lucky in 5 minutes. They always work hard. Working hard is good. Whatever you do in life, be the best of yourself, and you cannot help to succeed. You're watching my portfolio go up now. It's hard to imagine just a few years ago that I'd be sitting with one subscriber, Mike and Bill, with $5,000. I've now got $250,000. 102,935 in my cash, 93 in margin, 27 in the portfolio, in the Roth IRA. Very, very close. Is it about $8,000, something like that, short of $250,000? And I'm about to get paid on YouTube in a couple of days' time. You're watching my Coca-Cola go down, ready for me to buy $8,000 in January, on January the 1st, with a 3% match, which will end up being paid off within a couple of months, so it won't cost me any margin at all. $250,000. You can all do it. This is my story, but it's your story. Everyone is the same. Everyone goes through the same emotions. We all do the same thing. Just decide who you want to be and what version of yourself you want to be. Lazy, sat on the toilet, playing on Robinhood, speculating, gambling, watching idiots on YouTube, trying to sell you videos? Or are you in charge of you, and you want to be an investor, an owner of a business with an engine to drive it? I want everyone to be successful, and if every single person sat here today and said, you know what? I love this. I'm inspired. I'm going to work harder. I'm going to invest in the S&P. I'm going to educate myself. I'm going to sleep at night. I'm going to take fresh air. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to be the best of myself. I'm always going to turn out to be the best of myself. I'm a winner. Associate with winners. Surround yourself with winners. Don't hang out with losers. That's really important. On Saturday night, we're having our second convention. People flying around the world to join us in a bar. We're going to go out on the town. We're going to have a steak dinner. I'm being surrounded by successful people. Zach Zate has a very successful business, very wealthy, very intelligent, great person, great energy. Stephen Lewandowski, great oil man, makes money, successful. That's how they can afford to fly down to meet me in Dallas, and others will be there. Surround yourself by great people and you will transcend to be a great person. Great people, millionaires, billionaires, do not hang out with idiots. Do not associate with idiots, because if you do, you become an idiot. Everyone, I wish you all the very best. Be the best of yourself. Grow, make money, live the best life. Have fun and do it until you can't do it anymore. Because none of us are getting out of here alive. None of us are taking it with us. But enjoy the journey. It's not about the goal. It's about living the journey. Yesterday was a good day. I'm very happy. Bring it on. Santa Rally, it's showtime. Click above my head for the links, down below in the description. Over here and over here, I'll put something else that you might enjoy. Until next time, as always, thanks for listening to the end. Take care of yourselves and each other.